morning, students. Okay, students, yesterday we have started discussing model question paper, right? Till question number 3A we have completed. Now today let us continue with the question number 3B. Yes, students. Okay, let us start reading question number 3B. In question number 3B, solve any two sub-questions from the following. See, in question number 3B, there will be 4 sub-questions, each of 3 marks. Okay, and you have to attempt 2 sub-questions. Now, let us discuss one by one. Okay, now pay attention. Question number 3B, first one. Find the value of n if sum of the first and even natural number is 462. See, again I'm reading this. Find the value of n if sum of first and even natural number is 462. Here what they have told us to find out the value of n. Okay, and which word is coming here? Sum. Yes. So which formula you are going to use here? Sn. Okay. Now let us see this. How to solve this? See, look here. Here they have asked the sum of the first even natural numbers, right? So first of all, let us start with the writing even natural numbers. Even natural numbers starts from number 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So what will be the first term? A is equal to 2. See, look here. Here, since all the numbers are even, the difference between the consecutive numbers or common difference is coming as a 2. Okay. Now, what they have given us? The sum. Yes. Which is the sum? Sn is equal to 462. But we don't know how many such even numbers are there. So for that, we have to find out the value of n. Okay. Now, since they have given sum, we have to use this formula. Sn is equal to n upon 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. See, look here, marks distribution. Okay. When you write this even natural number and then a, d, sn, whatever given, okay, then you will get half marks. Then since sum is given, you have to use this formula. Again, it carries half marks. Okay. Now what to do? Just substitute the values in the given in this formula. Okay. Sn is given 462, and you have to find out. Okay. A means 2. Okay. Substitute all the values which are given over here and find out. What you have to find out? Yes, n. Okay. For that, you have to need to simplify this. Yes. Let us substitute this. 462. Sn is equal to 462. And we have to find out. Then a is equal to 2, right? Then plus n minus 1. And you have to find out minus 1. D again coming as a 2. Okay. When you substitute this, see, look here, n upon 2, 2 into 2 is a 4 plus 2n. 2 into n, 2n minus 2, right? Understood? Now, see, look here, 4 minus 2 is a 2. 2 plus 2n will come. Again, you can take out 2 as a common. 2 will get cancelled and you will get like this, right? So, 462 is equal to n plus n square. Now, rearrange. Yes, rearrange, because we have to solve this quadratic equation now. How to rearrange? N square plus n minus 462 is equal to 0. Now, see, look here. We have to find out. You can solve this quadratic equation by any your convenient method, either by factorization method or by formula method, because this for this particular year completing square method is omitted, right? So you can use formula method or factorization method. Okay, I have used here prime factor method. Okay, see what I have done. I have taken this 462 and I have found out the factors. Okay, now find out the factors of 462 in a such a way that the sum should be the middle factor. Okay, and product should, you will get this minus 462. So when I have found out the factors, I got this. Okay, now I have rearranged in such a way that when I have added this 22 plus 22 minus 21, I will get this plus 1. But when I multiply 22 with the minus 21, I will get minus 460. The students, you must have understood this. Okay, let us continue with this. So n square plus 22 and minus 21 and. See, I had taken this factor 22 and minus 21 so that I will get this middle plus 1.
टीचर स्क्रीन क्लियर नहीं दिख रहा है.
Okay, don't talk in between. So, students, here I had taken out common as n plus 22. Now, don't get confused when you are doing taking out common, whichever common factor I had taken out here, same thing you are taking out here only. Understood, students? So, just take it out. N plus 22 common, then n minus 21 is equal to 0. So that you will get either n plus 22 is equal to 0 or n minus 21 is equal to 0. So which value you are going to get? N is equal to minus 22 or n is equal to 21. But you know n is a natural number, right? So natural number cannot be negative, right? So it is an unacceptable value. Okay, so let us take n is equal to 21. So what is the value of n is going to come? 21. So students, you must have understood. See the marks distribution here. See, look here. Here from starting, here this carries half marks, then this formula carries half marks. When you substitute this, you'll get half marks. And for this, for getting particular quadratic equation, you are getting half marks. And when you are solving this quadratic equation, again you are getting half marks. And for the final marks, also you are getting half marks. Like this, you will get 3 marks for each question. Okay, now let us move to the next question. Okay, solve 312x plus 138y is equal to 202. And another equation given is 138x plus 312y is equal to 170. Students, if you observe this equation, you can see look here, coefficient of x become coefficient of y there, and coefficient of y become coefficient of x here. Such a type of questions or equations are solved by ASA method. What is this ASA method? Addition, subtraction, and addition method. Okay, what you have to do now? First of all, you have to take this two equation, you have to add together. Okay, then arrange in the form of the reduced form. Okay, once you add this equation, you will get one equation. Okay, now another step is again you have to take these two equations and you have to subtract it. Equation number 2, this equation from this one, so that you will get another equation. Okay, so the equation which you will get by adding this to equation, an equation which you will get by subtracting this to equation, what add again together. Okay, and that is how you have to follow this. Okay, now let us see this, how to solve this. See, look here. Here I had taken these two equations. Whichever equations given here, I had taken and I have labeled as equation number 1 and equation number 2. Right? Now, what is the first step? See, this method itself says addition, subtraction, addition method. So, what is the first step? You have to add these two equations. Okay. Now, I have taken these two equations. I have added together. Okay. Now, see, look here. What I have got after addition, these two equations, I have got this. Okay, now you can just divide throughout by 75. You can see 0 or 5 at the unit place, means it is divisible by 5, right? So you will get this reduced form of this equation. Let us label as equation number 3. Okay, now see, look here. Now what is the next step? You are going to subtract this two equation. You are going to subtract equation number 2 from equation number 1, because this method itself says ASA, addition, subtraction, addition. Now, first step we are completed of addition. Now, next step is subtraction. That is, you are going to subtract equation number 2 from equation number 1. Let us do that. See, look here, again I have taken equation number 1 and 2. Now I'm subtracting equation number 2 from equation number 1. So what I will get here? Yes, students, I'm getting this. Again, I'm going to convert this in the reduced form. Okay, so this equation I have got after subtracting equation number 1 and 2. And earlier I have got equation number 3 by adding these two equations. Okay, now what I'm taking that earlier equation number 3, which I have got by adding these two equations, and I'm taking equation number 4, which I have got by subtracting these two equations. Okay, now again I'm simplifying this by adding these two equations. What I'm getting here? The value of x. Now I'm having two equations earlier, right? Or I may have equation number 3 or 4 also. Whichever equation I'm feeling easy, in that I'm going to substitute the value of x, so that I'll get the value of y. Okay, and that is nothing but the solution, xy. Yes, students, have you understood? Yes, students. Okay. So again, see the marks distribution. First of all, you are added here this two equation, you got half marks. You have converted this added equation in the reduced form, you got another half marks. Then next, what you have done? You have taken these two equations, you have subtracted, again converted into the reduced form, so got another half marks. Okay, then after this, whichever equation you are getting by adding or subtracting, you have taken together and you have again added, so that you got the value of x. And finally, you have substituted this value of x in the any given equation of your choice to find out the value of y. So in this way, you got the solution xy. Okay, so finally you should write like this, because for this x also you have half marks, for the y also you are having half marks. So finally you will write answer like this. Okay, okay, now let us move to the next question. Okay, I'm reading this. In an orchid, the number of trees in each column is 10 more than that in each row. Find the number of trees in each column if total number of trees is 3000. See, in an orchid, what is given here? Number of trees in each column is 10 more than that in each row. But students, do you know how many number of trees are there in each row? Yes, you don't know. So first of all, you have to assume that number of trees in each row are x. Okay, once you know the number of trees in each row, you can easily say, yes, number of trees in each column are 10 more, no? So you will directly write x plus t. Number of trees in each column will be x plus 10. Now, what is condition given over here? If total number of trees is 3000. In an orchid, how many total number of trees are there? 3000. Okay. If you have considered number of trees in each row is x, what is given here? The number of trees in each column are 10 more. So you will get the number of trees in column also and in row also, and total number of trees are also given. So accordingly, you can make, step forward. Okay, now let us see how to solve this. Okay, see, look here. What we have considered first, because number of trees from the row are not given. So let us consider, or let us assume, let the number of trees in a row be x. Okay, and what is given over here? Number of trees in the column are 10 more. So you will write, then the number of trees in the column is x plus 10. See, for this step, you will get half marks, right? But what is condition given over here? But total number of trees are 3000. Okay, so see, these are number of trees from the row, and x plus 10 are the number of trees from the column. So product is 3000, because this is nothing but the total number of trees from the orchid, right? Now, sorry. Now solve this, simplify this to get a quadratic equation. How will you get this? X into x, x square plus 10x minus 3000, right? See, for this, for getting this quadratic equation, you will get another half, right? Now let us solve this. See, look here. Now, again, we go to solve this quadratic equation by any method of your own choice, by either by factorization or by formula method, right? Now, here again, simply, I'm simplifying this by factorization method. 6 5s are 30, right? So I'm using factors as 60 and 50. Again, you have to remember, see, you have to find out the factors in a such a way that the sum should be middle term and product of these two factors should be last term. Means you should get answer here as a middle term as a plus 10. When you are adding plus 60 and minus 50, you should get the answer as in the middle term as a plus 10. And when you multiply plus 60 with the minus 50, you will get product as a minus 3000. Like this, you have to find out the factors. Okay, now this is another step. You will get another half marks. Now just take out common. Yes, x into x plus 60. Again, you have to remember whichever you have taken out here common, same thing you have to take out here also. Sometimes students are making mistake. Here you are giving plus sign and here you are giving minus sign, and then the next step goes wrong. Okay, so remember, even if you are getting confused, just remember, if here you have taken out x plus 60 as a common, then here also you have to take out x plus 60 as a common, and accordingly you have to adjust if you are getting confused. Understood? Okay, now what is common here? X plus 60, right? Then write x minus 50 is equal to 0, so that you will get another half marks. Okay, now what you will get here? X plus 60 into x minus 50 is equal to 0. So x plus 60 is equal to 0 or x minus 50 is equal to 0. So you will get x is equal to minus 60 and x is equal to 50. Either you will get x is equal to minus 60 or x is equal to 50. But what is the x? X are nothing but the number of trees. So number of trees cannot be negative, right? This value is unacceptable. So we will consider this value only, x is equal to 50. So let us move to this. So x is equal to minus 60 is unacceptable, right? So which value will take? We will take positive value, and that is nothing but the x is equal to 50. Okay, now you have taken out the value of x, that is nothing but the number of trees in the row, right? Now what do you want now? Number of trees from the column. But what is condition given over here? Number of trees in the column are 10 more than the number of trees from the row. So let us take this value, x plus 10 is equal to 50 plus 10, and that is nothing but the 60, right? So what you will write at the last? You will write answer, the number of trees in the column is 60, because the question itself asks how many number of trees are there in the column. Understood? So that you will get another half marks for this, for giving this answer. Understood, students? Okay, now see, look here, step by step you have to solve this sum, because each step carries half marks, and when you solve step by step you will get full 3 marks. Okay, now let us move to the next sum. Okay, a card is drawn at a random from a pack of well shuffle 52 playing cards. What is the probability that card drawn is black card or face card or heart card? See, look here, again I'm reading this sum. A card is drawn at a random from a pack of well shuffled 52 playing cards. So what is the sample space here? How many number of sample points are going to come in this sample space? How many cards, playing cards are there? 52. So sample space contain how many sample points? 52, right? And what you have to find out, probability of card draw is black card, means which is our favorable outcome. Yes, black card or face card or heart card. Okay, now you know in playing cards there are 4 types of cards. Yes, diamond card, heart card, spade card or club card, right? There are 4 types of cards. So let us say this, how to solve this. See, look here. Since the pack contains 52 cards, we will write the sample space contain 52 sample points. So you will write NS is equal to 52. Why? Because playing card contains how many cards? 52 cards, right? So sample space contain 52 points, right? Now what is our favorable outcome? Okay, black card. Okay, what they have told us to find out probability that card drawn is a black card. Okay, see, look here, just now we have discussed there are 4 types of card: spade card, club card, diamond card, and heart. 4 types of. Out of this, spade card are the black cards. Okay, now what is our favorable outcome here? Black card. What you have to find out? Yes, probability of card drawn is a black card. So let us take event as, let A be the event of getting black card. Okay, total 52 cards are there. Out of that, 26 cards are black cards and 26 cards are the red cards. Right, now since we want black card, we are taking, there are 26 black cards. Why? Out of this 26, 13 are spade and 13 are club card, right? Okay, so what we have to take? Since there are 26 black cards, we have to take sample points in the event as a NA as a 26. Okay, now just find out what they have told us to find out probability that the card drawn is a black card. So use this formula, PA is equal to NA upon NS. Okay, just substitute the values of NA and NS. You will get the value of probability of the event A, that card drawn is a black card. Okay, so you will get half marks. For half marks for what? This, writing this, and half marks for solving this. In this way, you will get another 1 marks. Now, what is the next question they have asked? Another favorable outcome is to get face card. Card drawn is a face card. Now, again, students, you know there are total 4 types of card, right? That is spade, then club, diamond, and heart cards. Okay. Now, in each type, there are 3 face cards. 3 face cards means what? King, queen, and jack. In each type, there are 3 face cards, and there are total 4 types of cards. So 4 into 3, 12. So total how many face cards are there? 12 face cards will be there, right? Okay, so total how many face cards will be there? Total 12 face cards. So how many sample points you are going to take for the event B? And B is equal to 12. Since there are 12 face cards, you are going to write sample points for the event B as a 12. Then again you have to use the same formula. PB is equal to NB upon NS. Just substitute the values. You will get the corresponding value of PB. And you will get another 1 marks. Okay, now what is last question? What they ask? What is our favorable? What outcome? Heart. They want to find out the card drawn is a heart card. Now you know again heart cards. How many heart cards are there? 13, right? 4 types of cards are there. Each type there are 13 cards are there. So heart card means how many cards are there? 13 cards. So you will get sample points for this event C as a 13. Then again you have to use the same formula. PC is equal to NC upon NS. Right? When you substitute these values of NC and NS, you will get the value of probability of this event C. That is, card drawn is a of heart card. Okay, so that you will get another half marks. And again, remember, finally you have to write this 3 answers like this. Understood, students? See the marks distribution. How many marks are there? 3. For this step, you will get half marks. For this step, you will get another half marks. And for this step, again, half marks. So total 3 marks will be there. Okay, now let us move to the next question. That is question number 4. See, look here in question number Okay, question number 4. What you have to do? You have to attempt 2 sub-questions from the following. See, there will be total 3 sub-questions, each of 4 marks. Okay, and you have to attempt only 2 sub-questions. Okay, now let us read this first one. See, look here in question number 4. There will be a little bit challenge will be there. Okay, but you have to expect to write answer with the solution, not directly write answers. Okay, these questions not always from the textbook, but it is based on the syllabus. But I think this year all questions maybe from the textbook itself. Don't know, but see. Okay, I'm reading just this example. The sum of 2-digit number and the number obtained by reversing the digit is 121. The digit at the 10th place is 7 more than the digit at the unit place. Find the number. See what they have given condition. The sum of 2-digit number and the number obtained by reversing the digit is 121. This is one condition they have given over here. Second condition, what they have given, the digit at the 10th place 7 more than the digit at the unit place. Means 2 conditions they have given over here, and they have told us to find out the number. Okay, see, we don't know the number, we don't know which digits are there at the unit place or at the 10th place. So first of all, we have to consider the digit at the unit place. Then we have to consider the digit at the 10th place. Once we have considered which are the digits present at the unit place or at the 10th place, means we will get digit. Then we will just satisfy this condition. Okay, and we will move forward. Now let us see how to solve this equation. See, look here, we don't know the digit, right? We don't know the digit. So we are considering the digit at the unit place at the 10. Sorry, the digit at the unit place be x and the digit at the 10th place be y. See, look here. So how will you get the number? See, x is the digit at the unit place and y is the digit at the 10th place. So you will write 10y. 10y plus x. For this, you will get half marks. Now, what is the condition given over here? The number formed by reversing the digit. See what they are told? The sum obtained by getting the digit and by adding the digit just by reversing the digits. When you reverse these digits in this number, you will get another number as like this. See, look here. Instead of writing y here, you will write x. You will just exchange digits. So you will get this. Yes, 10x plus y. See, look here. Here I have exchanged this here. Instead of y, I have written here x and y gone in the place of unit place. Right? Like this, you will get another digit. Now, what is the condition? The sum of, yes, see this condition. This condition is given. The sum of the digit in the first and the digit which you have got by reversing is a 121. Yes, see, look here. I'm just reading again this for you. The sum of 2-digit number and the number obtained by reversing the digit is 121. So by this is the condition. The sum of the digit and the number which you obtain by reversing the digits in this number is a 121. Like this, you will get equation, one of the equation. Okay. Now, what is the second condition given over here? I'm reading this for you. The digit at the 10th place is 7 more than the digit at the unit place. But which digit we have considered for the 10th place? Y. So y, the digit at the 10th place is 7 more than the digit at the unit place. And which digit we have considered for the unit place? X. So y is equal to x plus 7. Understood, students? See, look here. What is the condition given over here? The digit at the 10th place is 7 more than the digit at the unit place. So like this, when you write this, you will get another equation. Yes, y minus x is equal to 7. Understood? Now you got equation number 1 also. You got this equation also. When you simplify this to equation, yes, see, look here. Here I am simplifying this. 10x plus x, 11x. 10y plus y, 11y. When you divide by 11, you will get this, right? So you will get x plus y is equal to 11. Now here you have already got this. Okay, so rearrange this equation. Now add this equation. Why? Because here plus and minus sign is there. So just by adding, you can find out the value of x or y, right? Once you get the value of y or x, substitute these values in one of the above equations and get corresponding values of the x. See the marks distribution. So first of all, you have consider what is the digit at the unit place, what is the digit at the 10 place. You have got that number, then you have reversed the number, you have added that number, and you got first equation. Okay, then according to the other condition, you got the another equation. These two equations, after simplifying, you are taken together, you have added, and you have found out the value of x and y. And this is how you will get the number. What is the first number you have got? 10y plus x. Yes, 10y plus x. So just substitute the values and we'll get the required number. Yes, students, have you understood this? See, here also you have to follow all the steps. Each step, don't miss any step. Each step carries half marks. So like this, you will get 3 marks. Okay, now let us move to the next sum. In a game of chance, a spinning arrow come to the rest at one of the numbers. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. See, look here, can you see the spinning arrow? See, can you see this spinning arrow? Yes, here numbers are written 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yes, these numbers are there. Okay, now see, look here. All these outcomes, how many total outcomes are there? Just I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 outcomes are there. But what is the condition given over here? They are all equally likely outcomes. They all are equally likely outcomes. Means any outcome can happen. Yes, there are equal chances for each outcome to happen. This arrow can stop anywhere on any number, and that's why they are equally likely outcomes. Okay, now reading next. What is the probability that it will rest at even number, or at a number divisible by 5, or at a number divisible by 3, or fourth condition they are given, at a prime number. Okay, now what is our first job? To write the sample space. See, look here, how many total outcomes are there? Total 8 outcomes are there. So you will write how many outcomes in the sample space? 8. Which are they? 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, right? So first of all, let us write this. Yes. So you will write sample space as, see, all the numbers, whichever numbers given over here, since they are equally likely outcomes, you will write all the outcomes as a possible outcomes in the sample space. Generally, in the sample space, what we are writing? All possible chances, all possible outcomes we are going to write, and that is nothing but the sample points. So how many total sample points are there? Yes, 8. Okay, now what is our next job? What they have told us to find out an even number. What is the probability that it will rest at even number? See, we don't know where does this arrow is going to stop. It can stop anywhere. But if our favorable outcome is the number comes is an even number, then how will you write? Okay, let us write that. See, look here. Let A be the, what is our favorable outcome? Even number. So we will write A be the event that arrow points at the even number. What is our favorable outcome? Even number. So we will say that A with the event that the arrow points in an even number. Now you have to check in the sample space how many even numbers are there. Yes, then accordingly you will write the sample space for the event A. Now let us write this sample space for the event A. Now we want all even numbers. Which are the even numbers? 20, then 30, then 40, then 50, right? So you will write this here. Got it? After writing this, just count this number of sample points here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So NA will be number of sample points of the event A are 4. Now what they have told us to find out? Probability. Probability that number, the arrow points at the even number. So you will write PA is equal to NA upon NS. That is nothing but just substitute this value NA and NS. You will get the value of P. So it will carry 1 marks. Now what is our next favorable outcome? The arrow points at the number divisible by 5. So what you will write next event? Let B with the event that arrow points at a number divisible by 5. Now you know the test of divisibility. If at the unit place 0 is there or 5 is there, that number will be divisible by 5. Now let us check which number is there at the unit place. See, 5 is there at the unit place, so it is divisible by 5. 0 is there at the unit place, so it is divisible by 5. Again 5 is there, so it is divisible by 5. 0 is there, so divisible by 5. 5 is there, divisible by 5. Yes, so all the, see, look here, all 8 numbers, what are divisible by 5, because either at the unit place 0 is there or 5 is there. So all these numbers are divisible by 5. So in the sample space of the event B, you are going to write all this what outcomes. So what are the sample total outcomes or sample points for the event B as 8. Now again you have to use this formula. PB is equal to NB upon NS, because they told us to find out probability of a number divisible by 5. Okay. So how many numbers are going to come here? 8. So 8 by 8, 1. Okay. So in this way, you will score another 1 marks. Now last one, what they had told, which is our favorable outcome now? The number which is divisible by 3. So means what? Arrow will stop at where? The number which is divisible by 3. Now again you have to consider test of divisibility of 3, because here just 2 numbers are given, 2 digit numbers are given. But sometimes if there are 3 digit number, 4 digit number, then you have to consider test of divisibility of 3. Yesterday I have already told you what is a test of divisibility of 3. See, whenever you are taking 3 digit number or 4 digit number, you have to just see last 2 digits. You have to add these 2 digits. Okay, and you have to see whether this number is divisible by 3 or not. If it is divisible, you can say that yes, this number is divisible by 3, and you can write this such number in this sample space. Okay, now let us see. You know, these are just 2 digit numbers, so no need to use this test of divisibility, just for your reference sample. Okay, so 15 is a divisible by, yes, 3. Then which number is coming? Yes, 30. Then next, which number is coming? Yes, 45. Okay, so what you will write? 15, 30, 45. So how many numbers are coming? Again, just for your reference, I'm going to show this test of divisibility. 5 plus 1, 6. 6 is divisible by 3, so it is coming here. 3 plus 0, 3. 3 is divisible by 3. 4 plus 5, 9. 9 is divisible by 3. So they are coming under the numbers which are divisible by 3. So you will write in the sample space of C as a 15, 30, 45. So how many sample points are there? 3. So what you will write? NC is equal to 3. Again, you have to write this formula. Yes. PC is equal to NC upon NC. Sorry, NC upon NS. So PC is equal to 3 upon 8. Understood? So again, you will score another 1 marks. Okay. Now, what they ask in the last part of this sum, you have to find out that the arrow points at the prime number. Now, you should know for that what is a prime number. Prime number has only 2 factors. That number itself, okay, and number 1. Okay, 2 only. The prime number has only 2 factors. Number 1 and that number itself. Okay, but just see this number 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. These numbers have more than 2 factors. Okay, they are having factors. Number 1, that number itself, and other than these 2 factors, they have more factors. So these numbers aren't coming in the prime factor, right? So what we'll write in the sample space of the event day as a blank, no number will come as a prime number, because prime number contains only 2 factors, that number itself and the number 1. So nothing is there. So this is an empty set. Okay, there is no prime number in the sample space. So you will write number of sample points of the event day as a 0. So again, you have to find out the probability. Okay, whether the number of sample points 0 or 1 or 2, that we are not to consider. We have to just put this value in this formula and find out the value. Okay, so what is the probability of D? N D upon NS? Just put this value, you will get the answer, right? So again, you will score another 1 marks. Like this, you are going to score 4 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Question number 4. Yes, in question number 4, there will be 3 sub questions. You have to attempt 2 questions and each carries 4 marks. So understood, students? Okay, now let us move to the next sum. I think you must have understood. Very simple sum it is. Okay, now let us move to next sum. The sum of the areas of the 2 squares is 468 meters square. The difference between their perimeter is 24 meter. Find the sides of the squares. See, read this sum very carefully. We'll come to know what is exactly given. The sum of the areas of the 2 squares is 468 meters square. This is one of the condition given over here. The difference between their perimeters is 24 meter. See, what does it mean? The difference between their perimeter is 24 meters. Means these 2 squares are not equal. Their areas are not equal. There is some difference in their areas. Okay, difference between their perimeter is 24 meter. Means one square must be bigger, one square must be smaller in size, right? Okay, now what they have to find out? Find the sides of the squares. So first of all, we need to consider, okay, side of any one of the square. Okay, now let us consider side of smaller square be x. Okay, once you consider the size of the smaller square, okay, side of smaller square, let it be x. Okay, then which perimeter will come? See, perimeter means what? Addition of all the sides, right? Square has how many sides? 4 sides, right? So what you will write? And all sides are equal, right? So perimeter of the square will be 4x. Let us see how to solve this sum. See, look here. See, they have told the perimeter, the difference between the perimeter of the 2 square is at 24, right? So means, what does this mean? One square is a smaller and one square is a bigger in size. So first of all, let us consider side of the smaller square. Let the side of the smaller square be x meter. Okay, see, if you know the side, one side of the square, you can easily write down the perimeter of the square. So what is the perimeter? 4x. You have to just add all the sides because all sides of the squares are equal, right? Now, what is the given condition given over here? The difference between the perimeter of the 2 square is a 24, right? See, if the perimeter of the smaller square is a 4x, obviously the perimeter of the bigger square will be more 24. Yes, more than its perimeter. Okay, by which number? 24. From the given condition, the perimeter of the other square is 4x plus 24 meter, because perimeter of the other square is 24 more than the perimeter of the smaller square. So you understood. Now you know the side of the smaller square, you know the perimeter of the smaller square, you know the perimeter of the bigger square, but do you know the side of the bigger square? Don't know. So what you have to do? Now you have to find out what side of the bigger square. How? You know, this perimeter is nothing but the addition of the 4 sides, right? This is the addition of the 4 sides. Means you know all the sides added together. you are knowing the sum of the all four sides of the bigger square, and you know all four sides of the square are equal. Means what you have to do here, you have to just divide this perimeter by 4 so that you will get side of the bigger square. Yes or no? Understood, students? Okay, so let us do this. What you have to do, you know the perimeter of the bigger square, you have to just divide by 4. You will get the side of the bigger square. Okay, now which other condition they have given? Just see, the sum of the areas of the two squares is a 468 meter square. See students, now you know the side of the bigger square also, you know side of the what? Smaller square also. Now you know what is the formula to find out the square of the area of the square. Yes, what is the formula to find out area of the square? Just you have to write square of the side, and that is nothing but the what? Area of the square, right? What is condition given over here? The sum of the areas of the two squares is a 468 meter square. See, we have found out the side of the smaller square is x and side of the bigger square is a x plus 6. So you have to just take the sum of their two squares so that you will get this sum. See, this is x is the side of the smaller square, okay, and x plus 6 is the side of the bigger square. And what condition given over here? The sum of their areas. Sum of the areas of the two squares, area of the first square and area of the second square. Now you are taking sum of the areas of the two square, and that is nothing but the 468. Okay, now you have to just simplify this. Okay, x square. See here, you have to expand this. Yes, x square plus 2 into x into 6, that is 12x plus 6 square, that is 36. Okay, so x square plus x square, that is nothing but the 2x square plus 12x plus 36. When 468 will come to this side, become minus, right? So 2x square plus 12x minus, when you see plus minus, so you have to subtract it and you have to give bigger digit side. So accordingly, you will get this. So what you will get? You will get here quadratic equation, right? Yes, once you got this, what you have to find out? You have to solve this quadratic equation again by two methods, by your own choice, either by factorization method, by formula method, or by completing square method. Okay, now for this particular year, you have to use only two methods, factorization method or by formula method. Okay, see, I have done here for you 216. I have taken, I have used prime method. Okay, I have got these factors. Now I have to arrange this factor in such a way that yes, I should get these factors when I am adding together. Addition should be middle term, and when I am multiplying these factors, the product should be this last term. Okay, now when I have rearranged, I have got these two factors. When I am adding 18 plus 18 with minus 12, I will get plus 6 as a middle term. And when I am multiplying this plus 18 with the minus 12, I am getting minus 332. Right? Okay. So I have got this factor. I have written this. Arrange in a proper manner. X square plus 18x minus 12x minus 216. Okay. When you rearrange, okay, find out the common. Okay. Then how will you get x is equal to minus 18? See, I'm not describing this. Very simple steps. So many times we are repeating again and again. So x is equal to minus 18 or x is equal to 12. So again, what we are going to finding out here, the side of the square, side cannot be negative. Okay, so minus 18, this value is a negative, so it just can't be acceptable, right? So it is unacceptable. So we will write x is equal to 12. Okay, once you have taken the side of the smaller square, just add to it 6. You will get side of the bigger square. So in this way, you will write to both the sides, measure of the both the sides, right? So here also, see, look here, everywhere each step carries half marks and you will get total 4 marks. Here also, you are not going to miss any step. Okay, now lastly, we are doing question number 5. Now, for question number 5, you have to attempt only one sub-question. Okay, there will be 2 sub-questions and each will carry 3 marks. Out of this 2 sub-questions, you have to attempt only one sub-question. Okay, it is also what challenging question only. Okay, answers are expected with the solution. You can't write answers directly, right? You have to write solution for that particular
Rohini ma'am,
sub-question.
excuse me. Can we stop here?
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Okay, students, whatever remaining part is there, we will continue in the next lecture. Okay, students, thank you.
Thank you, Rohini ma'am.
Yes.